Right, what up, people? It's your boy Chib from Guna Eagle Eye coming to you again with a brand new video. This time you are through to Eagle Eye, the transfer rumor show, where yours truly keeps an eye on the transfer stories that you want to pay attention to, that you want me to delve into and have a little deeper look at. And it wouldn't be me. It would have felt like Eagle Eye if it wasn't some weird late show. As I always tend to do these late shows whenever I do Eagle Eye. So for some of the new subscribers who think, why the fuck are you coming on so late? That is why. But let's talk about it. It seems like there's a lot happening at Arsenal. It's all designed. It feels like it's all designed to distract us from the Europa League final, and I'm really hoping from a player perspective it doesn't, particularly our two strikers. I know what the story lead is, and the story lead is about defenders and Arsenal edging towards two defenders, and I will talk about that shortly. But let's talk about the big story that's broke over the last couple of days, and our two superstar strikers are being linked with moves away. Lacazette is being linked with moves to Barcelona and Atletico Madrid. And Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang is being linked with Real Madrid and tentatively Barcelona. This is Arsenal fans. You know when we're doing well, when Barcelona and Real Madrid start sniffing around our players. This is why when people ask me, I don't really say much about Barcelona, do you? But on Barcelona, I don't have time for them. People always act like they're be all and all. Trust me, I don't share that love for them. All my boys do it on chat all the time, talk about, oh, this is the GOAT, Barcelona are amazing. Bun them. I don't give a damn. I don't care. I don't care. And they play stupid games like mistakenly put Lacazette on their website, whatever. Don't want to hear that. Don't want to hear that. But just to go into the story, so they're talking about the last time, I mean, all sorts of different figures, but the last figures I saw for the two stories was Barcelona were being linked with an 18 million for Lacazette, and Real Madrid were being linked with a 74 million pound bid. In fact, the Real Madrid one in particular, they seem determined to get Aubameyang. That story coincidentally is worrying a lot of fans because Aubameyang in the past has, expressed a lot of desire for in his career to play for Real Madrid. Apparently, he promised his father some time ago that he wants to play for Real Madrid. So that one in particular is worrying a lot of people. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, right? I don't flip on a lot. I've been to and froing what I would do in this situation. I must admit, when I first initially heard this story, and I thought to myself, do you know what? These men up their bid. 74 million would do it. But 100 million for Aubameyang, for a 29-year-old going on 30-year-old, does miss a losses. Could we use that money elsewhere? And this is what having a tight owner does to you, because it makes you not think logically. Whereas I had a conversation on the Guna Talk. Shout out to Tom if he's watching, and go subscribe to the Guna Talk if you haven't already. And a fair point was made in a conversation that me, Nick, and Tom were having. 30-goal-a-season strikers don't grow on trees every single day. They really don't. And we've been craving for one ever since, I hate to bring him up, but RVP came along. And it must be said, we have potentially two, or we can at least agree on this. I think everybody can agree on this. They work brilliantly together. One scores the goals, one clearly works hard, is the engine for the other one. And to lose that, we should be looking to build around these guys, not lose our players for the sake of money. And this is why I blame this owner, because this is what we resort to as fans. We're actually considering this. We're considering this because all we're hearing is stories about 40 million, 40 million, 40 million. That it's making Arsenal fans think, boy, 100 million, boy, we could do something with that still. And it's all well and good losing the strikers and then spending money elsewhere. But the little good we did do, the progress we have made, is largely down to those. Let's be real here. One of them has scored 30 goals in all competitions this season, more than 30 goals. The other has scored more than 20 and has assisted over a dozen. To lose all of that for the sake of strengthening all the other areas, I'm gonna lie, it don't sit well with me. And I am on record saying I don't think we have world-class strikers, and I still don't think we have world-class strikers. But I also don't like the idea of selling a goal scorer, a scorer who scored over 30 goals this season for the sake of spending money. And this is what we resort to. We are literally the cash converters, the cash converters of European football. That we're actually considering selling our assets in order to have something. Oh, Arsenal. But so far, the boys haven't really said anything. I think Lacazette kind of flirted with them a little bit by saying that he was flattered with being linked with the move. And it's hard not to be, bruv. I ain't gonna lie. If you are them and two of the biggest teams in the world have just fluttered their eyelids at you, you can blame them for having a little bit of a semi. I mean, really. You can blame them. I ain't gonna hate on them if they flirted a little bit and were tempted. This is where the club have to stand up because, boy, you lost Ramsey, and regardless of whether or not I rate Ramsey, it angered a lot of people. If you let these men slip through, you man better start packing because I ain't gonna lie, the fans are gonna be after you. So for me, would I keep him? Would I not? To me, I don't trust this board to say, right, let's sell our two best assets and we'll get better. I don't trust them. I don't trust them to do that. So for me, I think we need to be building around these guys. We have other assets we can sell. You're going to have to wait for my chopping block to find out which one I'm talking about. But we have other assets we can sell. We can build around these guys, invest in these guys, give them whatever contract they want. We should have learned from this Mesut Ozil, Alexis Sanchez situation. Don't let this shit drag. If they don't have any interest in signing, then cut loose. Don't piss about. I want some quick negotiations. What is it they want? Pay them the dough. That's the way I feel. So let's get back to the original story and probably the reason why you're here. So Arsenal were said to have bid 12 million euros, aka 10.5 million pounds sterling, on Walter Kannemann, who is an Argentine defender. Now, Chig, you did a Chig Knows Best video series where you were talking about defenders yesterday. You didn't mention Walter. I'll be honest with you guys, I thought this deal was done. I was aware of him and I thought he was on his way to Inter Milan. I honestly thought he was on his way. I know that Sampdoria are also interested in him. Very, very good defender, though. Plays in the Brazilian league, I believe. Argentinian, 28 years old. Very recently turned 28 years old. 6 foot. So I think a lot of people have seen his height and have automatically thought, oh, for flip's sake, another short defender. And by the way, the second defender I'm going to talk about is also 6 foot. In fact, I think he's slightly under. So get used to that now. He doesn't have blistering pace, but let me tell you something. He basically has everything else. Good awareness, excellent reader of the game, very good and comfortable with the ball at his feet. For someone short, Can't believe I'm calling 6 foot short. But for someone short, actually, he's quite imposing as a defender. Very, very strong. And people have thought for a long time that he's been destined for a Premier League move. I must admit, I was a bit surprised that he was being linked with the Italian league. I know the Italian league love their defenders, but I always felt like he could do better than that level of football. But I guess Emre's decided, you know what, I need some defenders. And to get a defender of this quality, yes, he's a little bit on the older side. I'm going to say that because I'm 34. Quite honestly, 28 is a youngster to me. But let's be real, in footballing terms, you know, he's an older guy. So the feeling is, well, do we need another older guy on the books? For £10 million, trust me, it's worth the bet. We're not talking about someone that's a Mustafi level. Do you know what I mean? Where we're spending £30+ million and getting a subpar defender. You're spending 10 million on a pretty good, experienced defender. Trust me, it would be worth the purchase. Remember, I told you. So yeah, there's that, and then the second story and the second defender is about Emre himself. So Emre is using his time to actually go and scout personally a defender from Getafe. And I'm going to butcher his name. So let me really sound this shit out. Hold on. Let me sound this shit out. So he has gone to scout Dejin Dakenham. That's why I called him the Getafe defender. My last defender, when I did my Chigno's defenders video, that's why I said Getafe defender. But Dakenham, let's just call him Dakenham. This guy's good. I'm not going to lie to you. My only worry about him is that sometimes he does lapse a little bit in concentration, but he is very, very good. I'm not surprised that Emre is looking at 2 defenders. I know some people thought that he'd only look at 1. 27 years old, someone again with a lot of experience. I'm a little bit wary of as well bringing in a defender from La Liga, because the last one we did was Mustafi. Yes. I need to stop talking about Mustafi, but let's just be real here. So it is a little bit of a concern. But having said that, this guy is very, very good, quick, mobile, strong. Has these tendencies sometimes to switch off. That's my only little worry. But other than that, I think he's very, very good. And I think potentially the combination of bringing both guys on, this guy, Dakenham, will be a little bit more expensive. They're looking in the region of 20 to 30 million. He has a release clause, I believe, of 30 million euros, I believe. And Emre is very, very keen on bringing him in. So watch this space in terms of things that might develop. It's very obvious to me that defenders is a priority of his. Thank God, because I think, speaking for all Arsenal fans, and I don't often like to, but I think we can all agree, at the very least, bring some defenders on board. If there's one thing you do with that money, bring defenders on board, please. And it looks like Emre is listening at least that much. In terms of any other stories at the moment, so I know we were linked with Rabiot earlier on in the summer. It looks like he's edging towards Juventus. It looks like Man United are trying to put a last-minute offer together for Rabiot. We'll see what comes out of that, but it doesn't look like Arsenal. And I ain't going to lie, I'm too disappointed. I think he's a great player, but that just screams trouble. And then last but not least, I suppose I've got to talk about this story, and that's Wilfried Zaha. So Wilfried Zaha allegedly told his club last night. I say allegedly because he put out a tweet a little while ago that kind of suggested that all the noise you're hearing is rubbish, but let's see. It seems like Wilfried Zaha every single summer seems to want to leave Palace, then gets a new contract for more money and then shuts his mouth. I don't know if this is just another one of those situations. But basically, he's told Palace that he wants to leave amid links to Arsenal. Fair play to him. He's been linked with a few other people as well. Supposedly, PSG want him. Bayern Munich want him, and a few other clubs. Feels like agent talk, those latter two. Palace have said, sure, but we ain't going to be low blowed. Give us 80 million and it's yours. And you actually have people wanting and demanding for Arsenal to pay 80 million pounds for Wilfried Zaha. Now, don't get me wrong. I think Zaha is better than anything we have in the team. But that's not an excuse to then go and get Wilfried Zaha. I'll be honest with you. If you had to ask me straight up, all right, Chip, be real. Would you have Arsenal pay 80 million pounds for Wilfried Zaha or 25 million pounds for Ryan Fraser, who I also don't rate as highly as some of you, man? I'll pick Fraser, to be honest. I really would. I pick Fraser. He's Premier League proven. He's had a lot of assists, a lot of goals. Why not? I mean, really and truthfully, people are writing off the damn Nicolas Pepe signing. Pepe is at least 11 million cheaper than this. 80 million for Wilfried Zaha. No thanks. Must be joking. I can't say that enough. I know people think I hate on Wilfried Zaha. I think he's good. But to be perfectly honest, as controversial as this sounds, and I know I'm going to get so many dislikes for this comment, but fuck it, I don't care. He's just a faster, more mobile version of a Iwobi. He is. It's the same thing. Like, yeah, the same sort of skills, step overs. I grant you it's a little bit more mobile. I grant you it's faster. That's it. I don't think he's that an amazing of a crosser. He's had a couple of decent crosses. I don't think he's that amazing. I'm not convinced by him. I'm not. I never have been. And admittedly, I probably wouldn't ever. Yes, if he was available for 40 million, worth the punt. 80 million, suck my left. Suck my left. 80 million pounds for Wilfried Zaha. No. I don't care if he's an Arsenal fan. No. No. But anyway, that's me and my rabbiting over with. You guys let me know what you think. What sort of story have I missed that you'd like me to talk about and cover? You know me with Eagle Eye. It doesn't tend to be a daily thing. I ain't trying to rain on Robbie or Lee's parade. They're the daily guys. I just tend to do it as and when, usually every other couple of days. So I'll probably be back on Saturday for Eagle Eye. Tomorrow, I've done it. I just need to upload it. And that is my Chig Knows Best series, this time on central midfielders. Could cause some controversy. So check it out. See if you like it. Let me know. Please give this video a thumbs up. I'll also be back later in the weekend. Me and Robbie are devising something where we want to do a John Wick 3 preview. If you're a guy and you like action films and you don't know what John Wick is, what are you doing with your life? Go watch it. We're going to do a review on that. I also want to do a review on him. I've not spoken to him about this yet, but I want to do a review with him about our favorite 22 MCU movies. So look out for that. On Sunday, I'll be back with a chopping block. On Sunday, I'll also be back to do my season review with Lee. Next week, at some point, me and Olo will do a Anthony Joshua preview for his fight, and we'll also talk a little bit MMA because it's been some time since me and Olo just kicked it and just talked MMA. So lots and lots of content in between this large gap between us playing in this damn final. But I ain't short of ideas, so I'm going to keep hitting you with content. So make sure you keep an eye out on that. The chopping block will be Sunday. It'll be controversial. You know this, but people seem to love the chopping block. So Do keep an eye out on that, and I hope you enjoyed this video. So I'm out of here. Do follow me on Twitter at Colossal Chig. Follow me on Insta, Guna_Eagle_I1. Let's get my Insta numbers up. I don't nearly have enough followers for that. You know, let's see if we could get over 200. I have 144 at the moment, but I opened my Insta and I barely use it. But I'm going to try and change that. So encourage me to change that by following me on there. All the links to my Twitter, my Insta, my Patreon are literally in the description below. All right, that's me breathing. I'm out of here. Take care. Deuces.